How you doing? Huh?
No cutting line.
Sebastian. It's
The oldest one is 16.
No, keep your little flimsy place. No, keep your little flimsy place. You ain't getting my pay. No, keep your little flimsy place.
May I have a plate? I don't mind everybody. Neighbor, may I have a plate, neighbor?
you're right.
I'm a neighbor, may I have a plate?
You're right. I do that. I do that.
Just say me a word. Is that your well? Well, she got damn, that was cool. She must have sold downstairs. That's all it's
Yes.
y'all coordinator. I am.
Everyone looks really happy. It's all like quiet day. Of course it has to be quiet.
Yes, it's funny, because I love meetings like this, and every time I step out, like the phone just goes, hooey, and everything starts going. Have fun, everyone.
I know we already started, but, and if you don't believe, then just partake, but does anyone want to do a small prayer for us? No. I'm sure people did it privately, in their heart, in their mind. But
Always.
All right. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless your precious holy name. Father God, we thank you for the food that we're about to receive. We ask you to bless the hands that prepared it, Father God, and bless us who's receiving it. This we pray in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, we've all done our.
Well, as soon as Godfrey is available, we can start taking notes on our conversation. I want it to be just an open dialogue. If there was anything that you wanted me to know as your representative, questions or how things work, maybe how to access things, or just things that I can help you with. I guess by show of hands and just, we'll go one after the other if you have any questions. If not, we can just enjoy each other here eating, but if you have any questions at all, that's what I'm here for.
He was a great host being judged. Okay? He was a great host being judged.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I enjoy you. I was telling this before, this is actually my favorite part of the job.
It's the best part.
Eating with people that are smarter than me.
I'd like to say, publicly appreciate what you're doing, reaching out to your constituents, and how
I got that one piece that I
you fight for us for city council. You know I've been there watching, and I will continue. What we're trying to do is get a group of cities to come down, listen, and learn how the system works. And come and testify, whether it's like you could do it online, what is it, virtual, where you come in person, and it's also, filmed on the channels, with cable channels, and I really appreciate, you're one of the few city councils in a long time I've seen you do this, right, and I thank you, especially you've been here, what's your third time? Yes, within the last 2 months. And one other thing, I don't want to take over the meeting, is, I'm appalled at the campaign for the city council. There's nothing out there telling us, there's no advertising, and if you're not on top, you don't realize. And that's not personally you, I'm talking about all, what is it, 19 of you? 13, oh, I gave it. But, we really need to know about what's going on in the city, how government works. And, the bad thing, get out the vote. Don't say your vote don't count. It doesn't count if you don't vote.
That's right.
So, that's my skill for that. And I have some questions for you on, like I said, I can take the whole meeting over, and I don't want to do that.
Thank you so much.
I also want to, request a private meeting with you on some, personal issues.
Thank you so much for your kind words and for being involved, for being a strong advocate. As far as the meeting, a private meeting, on Thursdays is when I meet with constituents one-on-one.
Okay, I called your office and they told me that there's none available until August. I don't know when in August. So I know, it's the fourth, but I wasn't given a date, so, I'll call back to your office about that. I think I talked to Rita.
Rita has become our quality assurance person, so she's a civic engagement now, where she reaches out to, educate people and empower people with information. But my constituent service director, the new one, her name is A. Racy, and she's brilliant. She's fast and will follow up, very professional.
Okay.
Rita has to take custody of her grandbaby, and so to support her, I made the position
Okay,
part-time.
that's great. Okay, thank you.
I apologize, but our customer service should be a little bit tighter. You should have gotten them scheduled right away. And so let me handle that. You
Okay.
have my email, you've emailed me before. Please email me directly and
Okay.
I can schedule you right away.
Okay, thank you.
And that's for everybody. If you want to, permiso. If you,
Yeah, I know. She told you to hush.
oh, no, just asking, please, so that, because I, have a hard time hearing, that we all go one at a time so I can pay attention to everybody. So be my, gracias.
She ain't heard.
So if anyone wants to meet with me individually, I set that up on Thursdays, and then Fridays I'm in community, and so I rotate. Like, I just act like I'm campaigning all the time. And then my Saturday through Wednesdays is dedicated for more policy-oriented stuff or events. But Thursdays is one-on-one with constituents, and then Fridays I'm in institutions all over the place. Yes. Yeah. Oh, really? I do go to churches, all churches on Sundays, but I only get to go to them maybe twice in my term. Because there are a lot of churches. The great thing about Miss Stewart, I was sharing the great thing about churches.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Is must be the Cape Verdean thing.
It must be. Yeah, she doesn't know how to behave.
No, I've already figured this one.
She does not know how to behave. And
Wait
you
a
know
minute.
I know that. I was defending the sister. You know I know that. Behave yourself.
No matter what it is, what issues.
I'll be nice.
Thank you. You guys are familiar with the story of the transatlantic slave trade, of course. So, that's okay. The Portuguese, French, and English, and Germans, and Dutch all went to West Africa, but they didn't go on the continent. They would hide in Cape Verde, 10 little islands, and they would create it as a port. So there were piracy, like every 10 years, people would try to take advantage and take Cape Verde. Because if you controlled Cape Verde, the port of all slave trade, you controlled the slave trade. And so the Portuguese, before Cabral kicked their behind, they would start fleeing to Cape Cod. So.
See,
No, wait.
You're now making her misbehave again. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Maybe I should just be quiet.
No, I'm kidding. But they literally fled and they went to the Cape, and Fall River. But any other questions about me as a city councilor? Should I talk about like what what my job is and how I can help you, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Wait a minute, before you get started with
I
all
know you know
that,
what my job is, but.
I know you, what your job is, but this here strip, Washington Street from Dudley down, is a lot of elderly people. That 42 buses off the hook. On Sunday, if one bus runs every hour. And if they don't have a replacement, that means you're gonna wait out there an hour. Is that something you work with?
Yes, the wonderful thing about this inquiry is something that the mayor is deeply passionate about,
Yeah.
that is being actively worked on to make buses more accessible, to make them all free, and to make them, to reduce carbon emissions, so that's definitely being worked on, and they're definitely trying to increase routes and make them free.
I mean, that 42, I've been out there and just waited and waited and waited and waited.
I know. I looked up our street, I went to, Tanya Hernandez and O'Brien, all from Academy Home, so that bus, it's always been terrible. And
Yes.
We're taking notes, and I'm definitely, following up with these issues. And what we're doing, we're looking at a database for constituents issues, and then we basically take that and turn it into policy. But because what you're asking about is something that's already been worked on, happy to send an email to, Ms. Victoria or someone else here with follow-ups and just letting you know like the status of updates on things.
Yes, I mean, it's terrible. And then if you go out at 2:30, they have to pick up all the English high school students, you know, around the, school time.
Yeah, I know.
And if you're going out at that time, forget it.
Yeah. Thank
You know?
you. Noted, and I will follow up. Thank you.
Follow up on the bus situation, one of the problems I've seen, a lot of us have these here, whatever you call, right? And when we get on the buses, you would think they would use that same, mechanism for wheelchairs. But, I know why, because sometimes they don't put it down, low enough, and other times, like there's some that they'll bring. There's some that may put it over to the curb. And others, they don't care, they just leave you there. And I very unconsiderate. Some are more, accommodating than others. And, if it was something that could be done, it doesn't take no.
Immediate solution, if you have your phone, and you're able to, take a picture of the bus where it gives the number, it's the back of the bus.
Okay.
It's in front of the bus, beside the bus, and the back of the bus.
Yeah, okay.
Take a picture, not the route, not 42 route, but the picture of the number. Each bus has an ID number. And send me an email immediately.
Okay.
Instead of you
Okay.
going through the complaining process.
Yeah.
I can do it for you.
Okay, then, I'll
But
do
the
that.
bus driver tell some of the seniors and the disabled, let them sit down, sit. They don't move.
The passengers.
But a lot of the drivers don't.
Sorry, if we can, I got your question, I got your inquiry. If we can allow other, sorry guys, if we can allow people, whatever inquiries you have, like, please, I'm here to listen. If we can go around and just give me all of your issues, and I'll follow up with it. I feel like we're in school, and I'm sorry to do that. You can tell me to shut up too.
No, I know, I was just telling them to behave.
Oh, no, not you.
Behave, right? You know what I meant, right?
You can tell me to behave too. So, any other questions?
Yeah, another issue, since we're talking about the seniors. I have to walk too, and going up and down Washington Street, the streets are, the pavement is very lumpy, like they're coming off the ground, so sometimes you have to walk in the street with your walker, or you're bumping over lumps and then.
Sidewalks.
Sidewalks, yeah, so how do you report
Sidewalk
that?
repairs.
Yeah.
So you take a picture, you send me the name of the street and the sidewalk. There's a process where you just dial 311. There's an app for that, but if you don't wanna go through all of that, all you have to do is send me an email. Here's the picture, here's the name of the street, and, or the address, anything close to it. You know, this is near, you know, maybe you're saying, this is right across Council Tower on Washington Street. This is in Eggleston on Washington Street. Whatever it is, take a picture of it, send it to me. And I promise you, Streets Department is actually, Streets Cabinet covers transportation, repairs, all of your lights, and cleaning. So anything under that cabinet is actually efficient and will follow through. But I need the pictures and I need the address, and I'll make sure to follow immediately. Things get fixed like almost a few days after when you complain directly to me.
Can I ask you a question along that same line? I was just curious whether or not you're finding that you need more curb cuts to be able to get off the sidewalk. How is that working along the Washington Street corridor for people with walkers?
Yeah, they're out of curb cuts. Curb
Okay.
cuts to go down there. Yeah, times I walk.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
I know that a lot of elderly people have been asking this for years and never happened is, when you're on one side of Washington Street, you want to cross the other side, is it possible you can get one of those crosswalk signs and tell people to slow down so they can cross the street safely? They've been trying this for years, through several different mayors, and no one's been able to do it.
And what is the exact location?
Right in front of the Council Towers, right where the bus stop is. When you cross that crosswalk there,
Okay.
do they have like a flashing light for somebody to slow down or stop or something? But,
So people don't stop at the crosswalk?
they don't stop when they see people in the crosswalk, they just zip by real fast and keep going.
Yeah.
Because.
That's been an ongoing thing for years.
Can you,
Because.
can I just make sure I get that, right? So exactly across the street from Council Towers on the street, that we get signs, to slow down, and a crosswalk that is evident that there are seniors that live there, that live here to cross, on Washington Street, across the street from Council Towers.
You know what? We didn't have a crosswalk before. We thought because the bus, when going out, they can go that way, but they put it at the corner. So it's a long walk for seniors to go to that corner, to cross the street, to go get that bus that's way
Oh
over
my
here.
goodness. Doesn't make sense.
It didn't make sense,
So-
so I figured they were gonna put it right there where you know, you can get the bus, the seniors can go right across the street to get on the bus. But especially in the wintertime, it's kinda hard for them to walk around.
Sure.
Then you gotta go across the street, and the people, zipping through the street. Me, myself, and I, when I kept over, when people are ultimately coming out of the building, I stand in the middle of the street, hold down traffic.
All right. We don't want you to become a traffic.
No,
cop.
no.
I think you're too young for that. So we don't want that to be happening. But let me just make sure I understand where you're pointing to. There's a crosswalk at Monticello and Washington,
Yes.
at the traffic light.
Yes.
And then you're talking about one that's closer to the outgoing driveway of Council Tower.
That's how it's
Which
moved.
would face across to town.
The bus
Freedom.
stop.
The bus stop.
Bus stop.
Yeah, the bus stop
Yeah.
is to the right of Town Street.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not a traffic cop, but I'm taking my cue from
view, people want to cross the street and out there, I go down, I said, go, respect the way here. Respect the way here, and I make sure that nobody gets hit. I'm a Bostonian, I know the traffic, I know how to walk that traffic.
I did, all right now.
Did you see the leg movement when she did that?
Okay.
Any other, who's next? Any other issues? The other thing that I can advocate for you as well, or that, Ms. Victoria, I think that's Ms. Victoria, but there are things with your living situation here in Council Towers that you can also speak to, folks here, but, I'm your representative, so my job is not to come into the housing area and do that. But if there was ever an issue that was pending for such a long time, and for whatever reason, the repairs haven't happened, I'm also open to hearing that as well.
Well, probably, they need more people in here to maintenance, need more people. If you got over 100 apartments here, and you only got 3 maintenance people,
And one cleaning guy.
and 1 cleaning guy.
One?
Only one. Luke William cleans this whole building.
One.
Very good. So
Very
are
good.
you pointing?
I'm not cleaning.
No, you're directing traffic. No, you're gonna be doing. I know already stood up and said, I'm the traffic officer.
Don't be not saying.
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the point that you're raising.
Yeah.
And is it because of that you're feeling, or the residents are feeling, that the maintenance work orders are not being handled in a timely manner?
I don't think that's.
No offense, maintenance guys,
Yeah. No.
but that's not the point. It's just
You're saying they need more,
They need more
help.
people, yes. Those 3 people have to take care of this whole
The
building.
best job in the world here, but
Okay.
they do need some more help.
They
But the
do.
service
It's
is being
beautiful.
delivered.
Oh my God.
That's what I want to get. I'm not concerned with the need for more staff, everybody needs more staff, quite frankly. But I wanted to make sure that we're not neglecting responding to the maintenance requests in somewhat of a timely manner.
Well, when they get it, they get them, I guess, every morning.
Well, the thing is too, is a request can come in, it's like the city, a request can come in, but there might be money there to do it, but the capacity building is difficult because people are just not applying for the job. And so building capacity is hard, and sometimes it's the maintenance guys not getting approval from their higher ups because the money is not there yet. And so there's a balance between what can be done and what can't be done. Sometimes it's a process of putting in the order, waiting for that particular piece or thing that they need in order to fix it, and getting approval. Can we get a new fridge here, or can we get repairs, or is it a filter for, AC? Is it a rug replacement? Whatever it is, all of those things take a process and approval. So it doesn't live with your maintenance, it lives with the higher up. Sometimes it's not no one in particular, but the process itself needs to be looked at so that it can go a little faster.
Yeah, because, see, I don't go to meetings often, but when I go, I have to do a lot of time.
But when you do, you stand on the traffic law. And I'm gonna take care of this.
But they have empty apartment, the people, they do the apartments quick, clean it up, do that, but they.
To move in someone new?
To move someone new, but they still get the old people here. I have to get Boston Elderly to clean my rug, to clean my stove, my kitchen, and all that, because they do summer cleaning and they do winter cleaning.
I understand.
And right now, I'm waiting for someone to call me up on the phone to tell them when they can come by and clean and wash my rugs. They can't do it because they were told, I don't know if they were told, but I was told that you need 3 people in order to get the rug, one rug clean. You need 3 people.
3 people.
3 people, no.
I don't
It's
know.
one person. No, I'm saying, no, one person. I'm not talking about Boston Elderly. I'm talking about the maintenance people in this building. It has to have who was it? You?
I've been washed out 3 times from upstairs, downpour on top of me. I got big spots in the floor like that.
No,
I
that's
said,
not what
You've
I'm
been
talking
washed out, does that mean
That's,
they don't touch it, they don't touch it.
they flooded up.
flooded?
They say I had to get 4 people to get their rug cleaned at the
Yes.
same time so they could clean mine.
Yeah.
I'm the one that had 4 times washed out from the stairs.
I knew it was
And I'm
somebody.
still there with it.
So,
And
in
I'm
other
not gonna
words, you're
clean it
saying-
myself from the stairs.
In other words, you're saying there was a leak up above you that has come down to a number of apartments. And as a result of that, you're wanting, and rightfully so, your rugs cleaned, and they have yet to do that.
Yeah. Once the little man, he leave his dishes there, the water poured from his kitchen down to me in my hallway, to the living room,
How long has this been?
for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
They don't, I'm trying to tell
And
you.
they haven't touched it.
They haven't touched
I've
it.
asked for 3 or 4 times. I have.
Oh, well, I didn't complain because I don't do that, nobody does me out. You know, flood me out, but mine is from wear and tear.
Okay.
I mean, I have a homemaker comes in and cleans my, and vacuums, but whereas I sit at a certain spot, if there's a bird mark right there. And I just called my whoever she is, Anna, at Boston Elderly. She sent us somebody to clean my rugs, but I have to go through them in order to get it done, but she will do it.
But it sounds like you were asking for some level of rug replacement, or you think that area.
The
could be
whole, my whole rug is clean.
Okay.
They don't move the, I had it done once, they just moved the chair, the table out the way, but they don't do don't move my couches or nothing like that out, and they just do that area that you can see.
Exposed. Is there a protocol, sorry,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to wonder, is there a protocol where the building, sends people in to clean your rugs?
right?
But it doesn't seem like it, because Gladys, you had your rugs cleaned.
Is there, do you have a lease or some sort of document that shows the agreement of you being here? You living here?
Yeah, I think we did
The
that.
lease, sorry. And then, does it state how often that the rug should be cleaned?
No.
Only because we're seniors, the respiratory, right, is
Yeah.
like super important. So I guess I'm wondering, if there isn't a protocol, then maybe it's a meeting you're having with, folks here. Because that's definitely not maintenance, that's
No.
higher up, talking about, deferred maintenance.
That's it too.
So
The
deferred
people
maintenance,
have changed, so that.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
The new people, the old people are gone, so they didn't give no instruction to the new people and tell them that this one needs to be done.
so let's try to just, because it feels like, I'm sure there's more than the issue with the rug. I'm sure there's like other issues, right? So,
Yeah.
say you have a list of issues in your apartment. Are you able to put together that list? And I know you probably have already.
I have been here 5 years, and I never had anyone have a meeting with us, with the main people here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I never had any.
Okay.
I never.
You know, it should be a process when someone comes in, a new tenant, that they, maybe have something where they leave each other, or, some kind of process, because people come in here and we don't even know they're in.
We don't know.
I get people, I'm like, are you new? They're like, yeah, no, just like, no, I've been here 5, 10 years.
But if their leases is independent living, it's
Huh?
not, this is not assisted living.
No.
No.
And so that's
independent.
probably, that's why, because you're a lessee, you're basically a tenant, and you're not in a program. So that's why there haven't been meetings, but it's not something that's far-fetched. I think people are open to do it, but you're not in an assisted living situation, and so thank God, and you're independently
Mhm.
a tenant.
Yeah,
And so I think that's why, so you on your own individually have to create this, and send some sort of inquiry. Now, if you want that meeting, I think that everyone here can meet and say, okay, well, Council Anderson, can you let us borrow Angie as a project manager in my office, or Godfrey,
Mhm.
so to help us organize and putting together a conversation or a list so that we can follow up.
yeah, but one of the things we've had here for a while, we lose, like, we'll get a resident service coordinator, and they're gone in less than a month. You know, they don't even get, yes, I got, yes, we just had one that left in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks. You know, so we don't have the chance to even get
Bill.
to know the resident service coordinator.
So there is a position like that.
Yeah.
But she
Where
doesn't-
is it? And she's only been here for less than a month?
2 months.
2 months.
And she does everything, not just the coordinator, but
So Gloria then is the person to coordinate.
Yeah, well, I told her I'm gonna meet with ideas.
But maybe it's making sure, I see your hand, sorry. Maybe it's, giving Gloria an opportunity to not be so stretched thin, and saying, Gloria, we can meet with you once a month at this time, this day, and then do different groups until you capture more people, but
I'm gonna say this and then I'm.
what do you think of that?
Yes, but, like, I know years ago, in public housing, senior housing, they had tenant groups, that meet. And I was told with the manager, not the manager, the supervisor over the manager, that there was a tenant group here. Right? Then they turned around and said there wasn't. Like, it used to be every single
Excuse me
housing
a
had a tenant organization.
Um,
I mean, put.
I want to be fair,
on that.
yes.
Because I was, tenant association meetings, used to have them once a month.
Mhm.
They were a group before us, and then they left.
Mhm.
We had a new group, which was the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer. Now, of course, I was the treasurer, but I didn't steal your money.
You have the traffic cops don't steal money.
Well, yeah, we did. Yeah,
Cops don't, ain't supposed to steal no money.
we did. And
That's a traffic.
the president found me, you go around,
Mhm.
had a hit with this and none of that. Then everything, we never had a meeting with anybody. Nobody, there was somebody who wanted to be, one of the tenant association meeting. I told the last person who was here, next to the last, that we brought in a tenant association. She said she will, the other thing was a garden too, but I'll get back to that later. That she, long names, I just had.
I think I know where you're going, but if it's okay with you, let me, yes, please. I think, so there was a tenant association of some sort,
Yes.
and then some people, because of health, fell off, and then poor coordination maybe, but some people were all on, doing really well, but then it didn't work out. So, or didn't continue. So now, today, you don't have one,
We don't have.
and you would like to have one,
Yes.
because it really does present opportunities for you to coordinate all of your issues and
Exactly.
follow through and all that
And
stuff.
see, I've been here for over 17 years, and there are new people coming in here, I don't even know who they are.
And so it's very difficult, to, one, retain people to do this sort of work.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not fair to you, and as your representative, looking at different housing, this is an issue across the board. This is not a Council Tower issue.
Mhm.
This is an issue across the board, attaining or retaining capacity to be able to do this work. People, especially after COVID, during COVID and after, people have been anxiety induced, right? And for seniors, people tend to ignore or abandon seniors to a point where it's like a forgotten population. And it's really disgusting, in my opinion. And so I think that to prioritize our seniors, our people, is for us to look at programmatically throughout the district
Mhm.
and really look at the inventory of all of the different housing and figure out what, on a policy level, if there's a way to bring in people, that capacity of paid professionals, but real paid professionals, to be able to support you. If you already have that, then I'm happy to assist to, either I'm suggesting people to hire or whatever, or to advocate on with the higher ups, and Ms. Victoria, she's amazing, as you know, to coordinate with her, to find you that person to coordinate. You have a residency coordinator?
Yeah.
And so, my office can partner with her as well to support in just spearheading your tenants association and see where it goes.
I guess the only thing that I would add to that is, I'm not intimately familiar with how the tenant organization functioned previously. I have been very observant that there is not currently a functioning tenant organization. As a matter of fact, it was just a couple of months ago, when Council Tower Limited Partnership was having a board meeting, that I raised this very same issue. That I think it's incumbent upon us as the board of directors to, maybe it's a couple of times a year, meet with each of the tenant organizations that are functioning in the properties that we own. There's information that we get, obviously, through our management company is filtered. And I understand that, and I'm not suggesting that it's being filtered to the point that it's not, that it's creating havoc over here, but it is in fact filtered. We should get to know the residents, and we should get to hear from them directly, because it is us that prioritize what needs to be done, how it gets done, and where the money's gonna come from to do it. So what better way to do that, other than, hearing from the residents themselves? So I just wanted to add that's on our radar screen. We just talked about it a couple of months ago. As a matter of fact, I raised it, because I know the importance of community involvement, no matter what the issue is, whether it's housing, parks, you name it. We are looking forward to doing that. It seems as though the kind of organizing, or helping to organize a tenant organization here or to reinstitute the one that you had, you need some support in doing that. Because otherwise it wouldn't fall apart if there was something propping it up. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the job of Gloria, to organize the tenants, but I'm certainly, I'm sure that she is willing to be helpful in helping pull this together. I mean, she is here to serve the needs of the residents individually and the building as a whole, but to be the organizer, maybe a little more than the job is expected to be.
Yeah, definitely. I think that you're absolutely right, Ms. Victoria. Adding to her job in that way, I'm sorry. I think I was suggesting that I find someone to support her, to partner with her. But absolutely, Ms. Gloria. I think that Gloria's fantastic. We went to another building where we did this lunch thing, but I'm trying to think about it in a holistic perspective. And so if it's a service that comes in to partner with Gloria, because Gloria ultimately is the coordinating person, the first contact with you guys, then there are programs, there are different types of services that can come in and be able to be your advocate. And I can look for those resources and coordinate with you, Gloria. so that you're not doing the work, but you're the contact, you're connecting, you're the partner. And so this is all really, I think, up to you, because your attendance in, it's, again, it's independent living, so it's all up to you and if you want to participate or how you want to do it. But of course, it's much, much better if it's a partnership with the hirers. Because it's just, that's, you know, that's how things move, right? It's a partnership, so, as a attorney. So, if you allow me some time to get back to you, and then Gloria will take your contact, and Godfrey will be connecting with you. So meanwhile, though, I wouldn't hesitate to have my list put together of all of the issues to pass down to maintenance. Your rug is super important, your filters, if, you know, if anything that has not been done, I don't know. Then that you pass down your list so that you can start communicating.
Something greater than just, apartments and everything. And the people who drop it off or pick it up, always ask the same question. The building, I mean, it's been like that for maybe a year and a half. Yeah.
2 years.
Yes, yes, and they all have, they haven't finished, don't they haven't finished it? I said they were, but so is that something that you were saying about, money? If you don't have the money, you can't do this, or you can't, so.
It was at one point, and I'm hearing that,
Yeah, and let me, address that issue, because I know that I just got through reviewing a notice that is going out to all the residents, hopefully today, to give them an update on what's going on with the project. It's a very, very expensive project. The crux of the matter is that when the building was built, there were certain shortcuts that were taken. That as we were moving forward with considering and building another building, we uncovered these shortcuts that we felt very strongly needed for the safety of the residents and anybody coming to the building, needed to be repaired. And when I say very expensive, I'm talking in the $8-9 million range. People just don't have that kind of money sitting around. So one is the money, which successfully we've been able to cobble together the dollars. And then there's anytime you're dealing with the government and there are multiple levels of government involved, the process is overly time consuming for approvals to move forward with making things happen. We now have all the approvals. We have contractors who identify the issues, having particular materials fabricated to repair the problem. This is gonna go on for probably close to another year to get this completed. With the problem fundamentally was the strapping or lack thereof that they used to strap the brick onto the building was insufficient, and in some places non-existent. And so that's from the building of the building. Fortunately, our board has been able to cobble together the money, as I said, and I'm talking just under 10 million, to get this project done and repaired. As I mentioned, there will be a notice that will be going out to people today, giving them an update on the project, and there will be regular updates that we will send as the project develops. I think it's important that you all know if there's gonna be any inconvenience and where that inconvenience is gonna be and how we're going to address that. But I personally took the time to review the letters that went out today and made sure things were crystal clear and in terms you can understand. Nobody needs to be talking to you all in terms of, you know, this kind of brick and that kind of strapping, because you're not interested in that. You want, you know, the brick has to be strapped to the wall, okay? And not the north of the building and the west of, no, the front and the back, I mean, so, but anyway, just in terms of getting out clear information as the project continues, it's something that I'm committed to, and anytime notices are gonna go out to the tenants about updates, I will be taking a look at those to make sure that they are clear. There may come a time during the course of the project where there potentially, but perhaps not, may need to be able to access a part of the exterior through your unit. We would give you ample notice of that and explain to you how that would occur. I'm not sure we're gonna need to go down that route, but we're not closing the door on anything. We're looking at the entire picture of what needs to be completed here. But yes, it is gonna go on for close to a year.
Well, thank you for
Oh, okay.
thank you for that, explanation.
I got one.
I was going to say, we have 10 minutes left. Let's use that time, but just a fair warning that I have to go.
Okay, I didn't know we had to do a close out window and it's working.
Oh, yeah.
I worked out, I worked out, but I didn't know what's going on. My hair, my face, my arms, my hands were breaking out. I didn't know. It was the break dust. The dust.
Oh, yeah.
And all the movements. I mean, anytime I touch you, I break out.
He was allergic. Oh, I'm sorry that it's your experience.
Cause I had to, like I had to do my rub, I could ask one to come in to do my rub last year. I was so bad, yeah.
Wow. So, obviously, the notifications that Victoria is talking about is going to be crucial, especially for people with allergies. Yeah,
I mean, we're trying to repair a project with people in place. I mean, where we gonna move 144 people to? All we do it with nobody here, it's just, it's impossible.
In a lovely hotel.
In a luxury hotel. Any particular city you're interested in, or what? I mean,
Paris. Maybe, the Caribbean wouldn't be so bad.
Oh my God.
Last question, or last two questions?
I have.
Yeah.
When are they gonna put security on gates?
It's another financial matter. We are looking at that matter, it's clearly in the finances. I understand, I think last time I was here and spoke with folks, they were concerned about that, and rightfully so, that they come in with their key or however you access the door, and somebody comes in right behind them.
Right.
That doesn't even live here.
And they say you gotta sign the book.
Yeah.
And you can add it.
Yeah, we are seriously taking a very serious look at that, not only for this facility, but our facility at Franklin Park Place, Seaver and Columbus Avenue, on the very same in terms of daytime security. I don't have an immediate answer, it's not an easy answer, but the monies that we had to cobble together was 10 million to fix the outside of this building. You have to weigh the priorities in terms of money, but it's certainly.
My issue is the parking. I mentioned this before when Mayor Moon was here. He was here too. But anyway, I cannot leave out the parking lot and go grocery shopping and come back and there's a parking spot. Because everybody parks in there. Visitors, everybody parks in there. Now, when I first moved here, as I stated before, it took me 6 months before I was able to park in that parking lot. Because security would say, until you get a sticker on your car, you have to park in the street. And I did that twice. I got $100 ticket, I went downtown, I bought it, and I told them, you know, the circumstances, so I didn't have to pay.
You're saying you got a ticket outside of the property
Yeah. Out on the street.
during those 6 months, right? Okay.
Right, twice, $100 ticket. But my thing is, I couldn't park in here then because I didn't have one of those power stickers on my window. Now, it's like that doesn't exist anymore. Anybody parks in their sticker or no sticker.
Okay.
Well, I'm not familiar with what we call it, the parking management plan. But there has to be a plan to manage what is the program for parking on site. I don't know what that is, but I'm happy to look into that so that I understand how it works. And if it's in fact because of visitors displacing residents from being able to park, that raises a whole different question.
That's for me anyway.
But all I can say is I'm happy to look into that and understand how they operate that before I can respond.
Construction workers too.
Excuse me?
Construction workers too.
Oh.
When I moved in
Definitely not,
here,
yeah, they can't park.
when I moved in, Gina told me it was a 6-month waiting list to park in.
Yeah, so I do have to go. I'm sorry. I heard your concerns, the ones that are for me. I'm going to be happy to coordinate with Miss Gloria in terms of supporting her with someone that can help you get your tenant association going. And I look into resources so that it's someone that's more permanent, maybe someone that can come and help. Other than that, you all have my brochure. You can email me or call the office. And when you call the office, if you want to speak with me, be very clear. I just want to schedule individual time with Councilman Anderson. And I don't say no to anyone. So it's just a matter of availability. So every Thursday, I fit in about 10 30-minute increments. And it stops at about 2 o'clock, so it's usually mornings. So if you would like to do that, we could do it virtually or we could do it in person. And then in person, it's Fridays. And other than that, you can visit my website as well to get policy updates. You can scan the QR code with your phone. You can see all of the programs and monies that I've been able to deliver for Roxbury and District 7. And if you have any questions, of course, I'm available. So thank you very much for your support. I am campaigning, so there's 5 weeks left until Election Day, so I have to go door knock. So thank you so much for my time here. I've had a good time and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Excuse me. I want to thank all of you all for coming, and I'm glad we had a traffic not near the door. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten this the way we got to. But everybody has
Thank you.
That one needs to be corrected.
I'm going to